Guild members, or as commonly known as Guildies, have been around since day one, but as the game changes and evolves around them over the years, they never really do seem to change. Some are mean, some are nice, and some are just downright questionable. So while I tell you exactly what you and your Guildies are like, it's time for you to sit back, relax, and join me on the journey to discover the player behind the Guildie, DragonFlight Edition. Starting at the top of the totem pole, we have the evil guild leader. And these guys are just as advertised, pure fucking evil. You better not think this guy cares about you or your peers. To them, you're just little foot soldiers being sent into the fray to go get them their gear and achievements. Just like Neltharion and his Hand of Tyr gauntlet thingy, you know what I mean. How that has control over the Drakthir. This guild leader has control over you by reminding you that you won't be getting that Sark kill without him and his goon squad. And after all, of course, you tell yourself it's fine. After he gets his bis, he will surely start giving you some loot. Oh wait, he's giving it to the other players that said they were a girl in real life when they joined. God damn it, I wish I thought of that. His madness doesn't even end there. You better had quit that 9-to-5 job you got going on because he doesn't give a fuck. You better be online anytime he decides he wants a group for M+ or PvP. Because if you're not online to help him, he won't just simply kick you from the guild. No, that would be too easy, and he would lose a slave. No, what he's gonna do is a lot worse. He will become your worst nightmare. He will find out exactly everything about you. House number, credit card details, your teenage sister's Instagram, and go absolutely ham trying to destroy your life. You've heard tales of this happening in the past, and you wouldn't dare to test it. You're trapped in a sociopathic world with no way out. But congrats on that Sark kill, I guess. Ever wonder where everything in the guild bank goes? It's almost like it simply goes missing. Nobody has a clue where the hell it's gone. Well, one person knows where it's gone, and that's the guild leech. Subterfuge and deceit is how they achieve their goals. They work their way up the guild system, from initiate to veteran to officer, all with the plans to stealthily take all from the guild bank. When they get to officer, they begin their crusade to steal, slowly, bit by bit, take and take and take, until one day, when they take too much. When they're finally discovered, it's when they get too greedy. They take too much, and the members finally find out. But by this point, it's already too late. When they think they're about to get discovered, they rinse the guild bank for everything. And I mean everything. It could take a week, it could take a year, but when this happens, they vanish into the night, with everything you all work so hard for, to join another guild, and start all over again. And to be honest, as much as this guy is indeed an asshole, let's just admit to ourselves, he's just a fucking genius. Yep, there's always one of these around, no matter where you're looking, wow. A guy who knows every single detail about anything in the game, and is so condescending and smug whenever they find the chance to prove it. Sure, they can be kinda useful, I mean, you know, they can tell all your guild exactly what they need to do in a dungeon or a raid to make sure that the fight actually goes well, but they're always such assholes about it. Of course though, it's, you know, pretty obvious why they act this way. It's because they've spent at least 6 out of the 7 days a week sat in their gaming chair playing the same game since 2004. I mean hell, if your only social interactions have been with the WoW community for 19 years, you too would become so unbearable that not even the in-game pets would give you the light of day. And the only other interactions this guy seems to have is with his mum when she comes down to the basement to feed him and give him the shit bucket. So yeah, I'd say it's safe to say it's not just you that hates this narcissistic scumbag, but we need him around for the tactics because apparently no one knows to go and watch a Hazel video on how to do a boss. In World of Warcraft, noobs are very rare. In a game where leveling and even questing in general can be more boring than watching a 10-hour rain video, coupled with the reputation of its player base being no-life mum's basement gamers, and that the company that made it has had some, let's say interesting morals. God, maybe playing this game is why I'm single. Look, what I'm trying to get at here is that there doesn't really tend to be a lot of new players. But sometimes these wild creatures can be spotted in the guild chat. Noobs are quite often identified in a few different ways. They can be spotted being kind and using manners. They tend to ask questions that you or I might find obvious, like how to get to Dalaran. And they often are seen buying gear off the auction house using the little gold that they have. Although it won't be long before they transcend this form of Guildie and become another type. You see, when the other guild members figure out that they're new to the game, the time has finally come to go fully sicko mode. Like ritual sacrifice to the old ones, initiation of a noob into WoW is to drag them through the inferno. Bullying, flaming, and overall emotional damage is inflicted upon this newbie. Their life will become living hell as the guild doesn't even let the slightest of mistake go unnoticed. The noob's only option to stop this onslaught is to eat, breathe, and shit WoW guides for the next month. They better have me watching all the news channels, all the guide channels, and Asmongold cooking his famous cobweb-filled pizza.
This is what you call a fucking pizza.
Only when this little bitch has Keystone Hero ahead of the curve and is pulling DPS so high that their keyboard is covered in blood, sweat, and a little bit of semen, will they finally come to the end of their journey. And they can finally call themselves a WoW player. Wherever you are in the online world, there's always someone trying to make it big. And in every guild, there is at least one streamer. They can come in many different variants. For example, we have the Poggers, KekW, and sometimes unhinged gamers of Twitch. Can we get a different example for Kick, please? I really don't want to talk about this little prick. Wait, what the fuck? When did Nixium get on Kick? And then on Rumble, we have... Oh, for fuck's sake. Look, it's besides the point. The streamers in your guild can sometimes be the most annoying humans you will ever meet. Constantly talking to their chat in the middle of raid fights, and chatting the most pure form of bullshit that throws everyone in the raid off and causes a wipe. Or on the flip side, they can be muted in their own little world, being completely oblivious to everything that's going around them AFK'd in the corner. They spam links to their streams in the guild chat constantly, and they make you feel terrible that you didn't support them by subscribing to their Patreon and OnlyFans. It can feel like torture to have them around in the guild, until one day when you come up with one genius idea. What the f? There is something that can be done to turn this experience into not only a bearable one, but the best damn piece of media since the implosion of the Titan submarine, and that's to form an alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat. It's time for a case study on a streamer and online personality RageDarling. Like how spiders and moths have the common goal of irritating you whenever they enter your bedroom, Chat and the Guildies share the desire to bully and humiliate their streamer, and in the case of RageDarling, they've been so effective that they've started merging into one. I mean, just look at all the damage they've caused, the costumes, the antisocial behaviour, and somehow they got her to eat whatever in the holy fuckity shitballs this is.
Oh, that is disgusting. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, it's so...
You know what? If you're in Rage's chat or guild, give yourself a round of applause because you can officially say that you've put a woman a bee's dick away from being in a psych ward. And I'll be honest, I've dabbled into a bit of this insanity. Not just the past videos, but it was indeed I that made this challenge suggestion. And this challenge caused her to beg more than Negan did for his demise. Such an embarrassing display. And after all of that, do you know what she says to me?
Insane YouTuber, by the way. World of Warcraft content creator, Mr. Radical.
Thank you, Rage. Thank you. Honestly, I'd love to say that YouTubers are the superior guildie to the streamer guildie. But honestly, we ain't much better than streamers. We are completely soulless and driven by numbers, and at any given moment we will be asking you to like and subscribe. Like right now. And remember, by doing so, you're supporting me, this series, and the online continued abuse of RageDarling. And who doesn't love that? When you all clicked on this video, you all knew this guy was coming. There's always at least one in every guild. A guy who pretends to be a girl so the basement dwellers of the guild give them whatever their little deceptive hearts desire. But to the keen-eyed and, well, less down bad people like myself and hopefully you, we have the ability to spot them in their act. There's always a few signs, like how they will never join a voice chat in the Discord server, they feel the constant need to remind everyone that they are in fact a girl, and are way less uncomfortable with some of the things some players say to them than they should be. God, I feel bad for gamer girls sometimes. The only way to stop this illusion is to either wait for people to catch on, or make it so WoW players can get real life girlfriends. So yeah, just wait for people to catch on. Yeah, shocker, I know. There are some girls who play WoW, but they often come in many different forms. First you have the girl who plays as the little green goblin men, and this is an intelligent form of defense to ward off the creepy, down bad basement dwellers. Because of course, why would they want a little green man after staring at their posters and wallpapers of anime girls all day? Fucking degenerates. Then you have the guild leader's partner. They have the protection from the creeps because they know if they make any weird comments, they ain't gonna be in that guild for very long. This guy ain't playing around. It took him 13 years of constant begging to get her to play the game, and you are not ruining this for him. And finally, you have the girl that ain't taking no shit. This queen has learned from many moons on the internet that the best defense is offense. Don't you even look at her in the wrong way because she has the power to go fully pack god. She will remind you that you're a lifeless loser with no job, no bitches, no talent, that you look like a failed cryptozoo animal that was experimented on in Aberrus. Your dad takes homeless people up the ass and calls it a homeless shelter, and that if she ever meets you in real life that you'll be dropped so hard that you will have 7 out-of-body experiences of pure torment before you hit the ground. But hey, if it wasn't for people like them that are harassing women online, she wouldn't have had to learn this skill. So yeah, it's a pretty fair game. Just like how in nature there's always something on top of the food chain, there's always someone that has to be on top of the guild's radar IO, and that's the sweat. Whenever there's a new season released, they've taken a 2-week break from work, friends, showering, and girlfriend, you know, if they actually had one. They do this so they can spam the ever-living shit out of M+ between guild raids, all with the intention of being numero uno, baby. Sure, to the common man it might seem a little bit nightmarish to spend that much time in M+, but to this guy, being at the top is how he finds purpose in life, because God knows he feels no sense of purpose doing his night shift at McDonald's every day. And just like the know-it-all, he feels the constant need to remind you how much better he is at the game than you, and of course in the most infuriating way possible. But he can't keep this up forever. Eventually he has to go back to work, and that's when the rest of the guild slowly catches up. And he spends every minute updating Radar IO while working his shift and seething that if he didn't spend all his time buying takeaways instead of cooking during that 2-week period, he could work less and play more to stay on top. And eventually this guy will get overtaken, and when this finally happens, he feels like he's achieved nothing in life, and cries himself to sleep every night. Oh well, sucks to be him, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Special thanks to Ali who requested this video. It was a lot of fun to make and hopefully I've lived up to the expectations. And of course thanks to Rage for letting me use her stream footage. Although she's either a masochist or just thinks that I'm a nice person deep down after we spoke in DMs a while ago. I don't know, I'll just let you lot decide on that one. If you fancy it, you can click on this playlist right here to view the series of the player behind, or this video right here to see my Season 2 dungeon tier list. And just remember...
Insane YouTuber, by the way, World of Warcraft content creator, Mr. Radical.